Hello everyone, welcome back to Newcastle Fans TV. Me and Lee are going to be at a game of football on Wednesday. It is the preview for Sheffield United. So yeah, that is right. Me, Lee and Adam, I've missed Adam out before. We'll all be at the game at St James's Park against Sheffield United. Lee, the last home game was Burnley 0-0 and we were filming on top of, what was the hotel called, remember?
Oh, was it?
It was.
Bloody hell. Because the last one I went, it was Southampton away, and that still feels... That was 15 months ago, so that... Wow. I didn't even know that. That's a good memory, that, Johnny.
Very good memory. It's only because I've seen a video very recently of it.
Yeah, we nearly blew off the edge at the top of the sandman.
I think Kyle and Paul were literally hanging on to each other for dear life. Shout out to them. But yeah, so Sheffield United on Wednesday. The fans are going to be back. Lee, we've done a bit for BBC Radio Newcastle as well, talking about why we're looking forward to it. But for anyone that might have missed that, why are you looking forward so much to being back watching Newcastle?
Did a bit for BT Sport just before as well, so we're a bit of media horse today. Just away from the negativity, being back, Johnny. Just driving at the car. Everyone's got their own routine. Maybe they're going with a mate, but mine is normally driving to the city centre, walking down, do a few bits of shots and what have you, seeing everybody in black and white, going into ground, then you get into ground, and then it's just a beam of bright light everywhere when you're looking across. Players are on the training ground, you might say hello to a few people who are in there, and then you're building up to the game, and then when they're walking out, that music that comes out, I know it's not the full house, but it's still that sense of belonging, as Bobby would say, that you're there amongst the fellow Newcastle United supporters.
Of course, and get your comments in. If you're going to the game on Wednesday, what are you really looking forward to? Is it to see saint-maximin play? Is it just to being inside the ground along with 10,000 other fans? Tell us what you would like to be doing.
There is, Johnny, though, there will be negativity. It'll be interesting to see if there's more aimed at the Premier League than Steve Bruce, or both. Or there's banners as well, because I'm expecting that to happen. I
think there will be some negativity towards Steve Bruce. People will debate that whether it's right or wrong. The Premier League will get a hell of a beating. I think
that's where, for me, Johnny, that's where the more the focus should be going towards the Premier League. We can save Steve Bruce for another day when there's a full house for the Premier League, because the Premier League will be a little bit like Bruce, twitchy bum on this. But the Premier League, first time there's fans back, there's already banners up. They're not like that.
No, we'll talk about banners and pictures in particular. That leads us into something that you might have seen on Twitter over the last few weeks or so. Artie Bianco is his Twitter name. Now, who's Artie Bianco? Well, he's a Sheffield United fan who has basically created these masterpieces, really. And he's done a couple of other teams at his own beloved Sheffield United. And he's done one of Newcastle where he has players on each row. It's like the all-time club squad photo. And it's absolutely fantastic, isn't it, Lee?
Yeah, he actually DM'd us a few months back. He was asking for ideas, and I was throwing him like Tino Asprilla and the UEFA Cup, and he had the shirt on the flag against Metz, and obviously his cartwheel. There's Chiote ones. There's all sorts of iconic moments all the way back from the 50s and 60s.
There is, and I spoke to Artie Bianco about this masterpiece and where you can get it and put it framed in the front room, in the bathroom, and anywhere you like. And this is what he said.
I think when I started out, I was planning to do maybe 60, 70 people. And very quickly, I realised that wasn't going to be possible. I think there's 105 on it at the moment. And obviously, it's the finished product. But I literally draw a line because I could have gone on and on and on. And there's been a little bit of debate on a couple of people that I'm not going to mention that have been a little bit Marmite to your fan base, if I'm completely honest. We seem to have 50% of the people that really wanted them on, and 50% of the people that were very, very clear that they didn't want them on. But yeah, it's and I think the thing that makes the product really good is when you've got interaction from kind of different generations of fans, and I think that's what hopefully we've had throughout this. I think we've obviously got people on there from when you won the league in the early 90s. Do you know what I mean?
Right, nearly won the league. It pains me to this day that we didn't win it, but nearly won. It hurts.
Like 1902 or whatever it was.
Oh, right.
Got those guys on it. And right up to saint-maximin's on it, and Dummett got on there as well. So it's a full sweep of the entire history of Newcastle. So, and another thing, my knowledge of Newcastle's gone way through the roof. Just the amount of stuff that people have sent through has just been crazy, and I've been really grateful for it.
Where can people get this picture? When can we get it, and how can we get it?
It's on pre-sale at the moment because I'm just waiting for the prints to come back. But it's on my website, which is rtbianco.co.uk, and I'm hoping, well, they'll start going out next Monday. So my post is just going to be not happy with me because I've done Sheffield United ones in the past. People have been able to collect. This guy's going to have. I've already sold just over 200, so it's been great. But he's not going to be happy with me. He's really not going to be happy with me.
Overall, are you just wanting to get the season over and done with, but trying to get, maybe a last hurrah at St James's Park, try and get a win there? It's
been hard. This season's been really, really difficult. Like you say, the drop off from last year to this year, it's been big. This seems to have been, and not to make excuses, we've not been good enough this year, but it seems a little bit like last season. Everything went for us. We had everything, every big chance we seem to have, we seem to put away. Our keeper were pulling off worldies all the time. This season, it's completely flipped. So it feels a little bit like our best players being injured all season, and for a team and a squad that isn't as big as a lot of the Premier League teams, it's really, really impacted us. I mean, like we built last season on keeping clean sheets and being really, really difficult to break down. The back three have virtually not played together all season, and we just haven't had enough in our squad to be able to compete properly. And since Chris Wilder left, it's been a little bit just get the season over. How much will we get fined if we just never play another game? It was really, really strange actually, because last night we've got a couple of young lads, and our under-23s have been doing really well. We've got a few young lads in the squad that the fan base have been absolutely crying out for to get into the first team, and I don't know whether they've been a little bit of they've been wanting to protect them a little bit. We've been playing really, really bad, but he started a young lad called Daniel Jebison last night, and within 7 minutes he bagged his first goal. He's only 17 years old, so it just seemed like the whole performance last night was positive. So although I wanted the season to end and we're not really playing for anything, I'm actually looking forward to the last few games. There is a thing going round that the only reason we played well last night was because we're trying to charge £40 per ticket for our last game of the season. So it's a marketing thing just to get people in the stadium. But no, I think Wednesday will be there's positivity around the play, but not a lot. The positivity's starting to come back, and there's a few rumours about new coming in. So ultimately, I'd just like the season to be over, but we've still got 2 games to play, and maybe we'll be able to get a few more points, so we're not in that picture that comes up about the worst Premier League teams in history. So I'm going to go with 2 predictions. It'll either be very similar to last year, and you'll beat us 2-3-0, or if we can get a first goal, I think we might be able to hold out a little bit. So I'd probably say, as I say, easy 2 or 3-0 to you, or a hard-fought 1-0 for us.
For myself and Nick, we'll bring the preview back to myself and Lee.
So that is Artie Bianco with his fantastic work in the like I say, me and Lee are going to get a copy and put it somewhere in our flats. I'm sure Lee will be able to get away with it in his little man cave with all these Newcastle stuff next to his green screen, I can imagine.
Yeah, I'm still building that room up, so yeah.
Before we talk about Newcastle in particular, though, Lee, Sheffield United, bottom of the league, under caretaker manager Paul Heckingbottom. Chris Wilde, obviously, it was mutual that he left the football club. Obviously, a few people were surprised because you'd think he'd be the right man to get them back up from the Championship. He's done an excellent job for Sheffield United. Very briefly, this is a game that, if you're a Sheffield United fan, it's just, can we just get the season over and done with, and Newcastle should take advantage of it.
Kind of. If I was a Sheffield United, I would agree on that, but I would also want to see what we're playing with going into pre-season. Maybe he wants to chuck in a couple of youngsters. We haven't seen that yet from Sheffield United. I think he will go Heckingbottom the full strength that Sheffield United can go with. But I was a Blades fan, I would personally want to see some of the young kids' blood. But there's even that argument for us that, you know, there's 2 games here against dead rubbers. Both teams are relegated. Why not chuck in the kids who haven't got a kick? So that wouldn't surprise me either, Johnny, that on Wednesday we go rotated either.
Oh, for sure. And I think that leads perfectly to Newcastle's team. What is Steve Bruce going to do against his former club that he managed, if you remember, all those moons ago? He
was his first job, wasn't it?
It was his first job. Obviously Sheffield Wednesday manager, and that's how Newcastle got him. What do we think, Lee? Do you think we should see like some Matty Longstaff involved, Sean Longstaff, maybe get in the middle of the park with Elliot Anderson? We don't know whether he's actually match fit, so we're not too sure on that. But do you expect changes?
Yes. I don't know if there'll be tons. I would look, we all want to see the kids come through and play. Perfect opportunity for the next 2 games. For me, if you're going to play the kids, play this one, because at least there's Geordies at the ground. Brilliant to see. It would look great to see Anderson if he's fit, Matty start, Sean, the Longstaff start, maybe someone else up top. Maybe Carroll gets his final goodbye, if that's what Carroll's doing. I don't know why he's having another year. Maybe he might chuck in Gillespie for a game, reward him for his, I don't know. But this is the perfect opportunity. We're safe. We're really playing for 13th position. I would like to see it, but it wouldn't surprise me. Again, he goes 5 at the back, and what has been getting results.
It's going to be fascinating. Get your thoughts and comments in if you think Newcastle should make changes.
Would you?
I would, personally. I'd like to see a few changes in there. Like, we're going to be at the game. I know people like Sam won't be at the game, Lee, which obviously
you keep reminding them.
Obviously, he'll be sitting somewhere in Stafford doing the watch along to make sure if you're not at the game, follow the watch along. But I would probably have Matty Longstaff in the midfield. I think it'll give the whole crowd a bit of a buzz.
It'll stop the negativity on Bruce.
It will,
as well.
It will. I'd like to see Jamal Lewis starting on Matt, he's been fantastic, but I think we need to see Jamal Lewis against teams that are probably at his level at the minute. Maybe like
Manquillo hasn't been playing either, so there's another.
Manquillo.
I know, but you might chuck in players or fringe players who have been sat on the bench the last 6, 7, 8 games, barely get a kick.
I would like, but the thing is, these are 2 games now where you think Newcastle should get a minimum of 4 points. A minimum of 4 points. You're talking about bottom and third bottom of this league. We need to be taking as many points as possible, regardless of where we're going to finish in the table.
I'll tell you what, Joe Linton, wouldn't it be great if you could just end the season with a couple of these are 2 games, perfect opportunity, and go and grab another couple of goals.
6 goals already for Joe Linton this season. So, could he get 10 goals? Is that unrealistic?
Yeah, that's unrealistic.
4 goals, you never know.
That's unrealistic.
He might score a hat against
2, Johnny's the max. 2. We'll take 2. But I tell you what, just on him, that was very brave, because we all thought Matt Ritchie's going to come up and take the penalty. But credit him. Then you thought it'll be John Joe second, but Joe Linton thought, I'm going to man up and take the penalty. What a penalty it was the other day against Man City. Unreal.
Never in doubt, was it?
Best penalty I've seen this season.
Yeah.
That's saying something. It generally is the best penalty I've seen. Side net and top corner. What can the goalkeeper do?
Exactly. Even 54-year-old Scott Carson, as Mr. Mulliner said on the watch along, couldn't get anywhere near it. But finally, Lee, I'm going to go back to it. The fans are back, and about time as well. Hopefully, 10,000 against Sheffield United. First game of the season in the Premier League. We thought it might be in Championship, but in the Premier League, it might be 50-odd thousand. And you're going to be doing a vlog on
Yes,
Wednesday,
where online videos are still continuing. We're still going to have Carl, Matt, Brandon's back from his hundreds of trips to 8 countries, and Sam, so they're going to have the watch along, scoring the players, and fan reaction live. That gives us enough time to get Johnny's reaction out, the vlog out, the last word, and also we'll do a video on just on what was it like, the atmosphere and stuff like that. So so you'll, even people who aren't at the game, Johnny, will get a good sense, because the crowd noise will be turned off for the first time this season, and you'll hear us in the ground to see you'll get a good vibe. But if you want a real good vibe and what went on, listen to our videos after the online ones.
Exactly. So there's going to be 10,000 Newcastle fans, proper Newcastle fans. No, we're joking. Everybody's a Newcastle fan. Doesn't matter if you're Jay in Atlanta or Mr. Mulliner from Stafford. You're definitely a Newcastle fan. But from me and Lee, we'll be at the game on Wednesday. Hope to see you there too.